Hey, good morning. Good morning. It's 4:30. Yes, I said that right. It's 4:30. I am running a few Cincos behind. A few seconds. But maybe that's a good thing. I was getting ready and I couldn't help but think about Silas has a little friend at school, and his name is Noah Johnson. And when Silas would have a field trip or some other event where I had to show up at his school, Noah Johnson would always run up to me and he would give me a hug. Matter of fact, all of the kids that were friends with Silas, which were quite a few, would run up and say, "Silas Dad, Silas Dad." And they would all start hugging me. And I remember when Malachi was little, he would run up and he would hug me. And I thought it was so, let me say it how I thought it. I thought it was so weird. And I don't mean like the child was weird. I meant the feeling was weird. And I remember kind of being like, okay, why are you hugging me? You know, kind of like if somebody ran up and hugged my aunt would like embrace them and say, "Oh, you sweet baby," or something very endearing. But I was like, why are you hugging? And Silas looked at his friends like, why are you hugging my dad? So this is for this specific one is for parents. Parents, you are 100% responsible for how your kids turn out. Whether you want to take responsibility for that or not, if they grow up and be an asshole, you have to take responsibility for that. If they grow up and become a women abusers, you have to take responsibility for that. If they grow up and they're mama's boys, you gotta take responsibility for that. If they grow up and be great, you get to take responsibility for that. Those kids were missing something, clearly, because they felt like they needed that connection, like they hadn't been getting that connection. Me and Malachi, we don't hug like that. We don't do that. And kind of the thing is, I didn't encourage it longer. I didn't encourage the affection longer. I didn't break a chain that was clearly holding me back from an experience that I never had. Because even somewhere along the line between me and my dad, there was a disconnect. I think I know where it happened. I think I know it happened right around the point where life just kept kicking his ass. Be honest. When life starts kicking your ass, you start taking that out on your kids. You do. When you ain't held up to everything you said that you would do, all the goals and the ambitions, you take that out on your kids. Because in the back of your mind, you know you ain't held up to what you said you would do. But for some reason, you think that your kids care. I mean, I'm being honest too. I think you believe that your kids give a fuck. I told myself I wouldn't cuss anymore. Parents, be aware that your kids don't care about your failures. They care about your love. And if you love them right, they'll pick the ball up where you dropped it. But if you hold them responsible for what happened in your life, you make them start over from scratch and try to figure out how this thing called life works. That's a disservice. Because not only do you withdraw your love, but you also hold them accountable for something that they did not do. You failed because you failed. I can almost guarantee that that's the strain between me and my dad, is that where he's at in life is not where I think he wants to be. But somewhere in the back of his mind, he's convinced himself that there's nothing for us to talk about because he hasn't gotten to where he wants to be, and I'm still fighting to get to where I want to be, but I'm doing it with zero guidance from him. Don't cut your kids off like that. No matter how you feel, you need to swallow that shit. I cussed again. You need to swallow that. And you need to come to the conclusion that maybe your time is over, but it's just possible that the areas of life that you failed at, you can share those with your kids, and you can give them the benefit of your knowledge, and you just might be able to see your dreams come to fruition through your child's life. But if you hold it in hostile resentment because it didn't pan out for you, and your pride won't let you get past that, that's why your child would walk up and hug a complete stranger. And now that stranger has control. And sometimes that stranger will hug back, and your child will get something from you that they're not getting. They'll get something from them that they're not getting from you. But sometimes the person they hug won't hug back. They'll just look at them and think that this is weird, and now the child is being reinforced again that affection is not something that happens. It's not necessary. Keep those things in mind. It's your fault, parents. It's your responsibility. If you're not where you want to be in life, there's no reason to take it out on your kids. I hug Sanaya and Silas a lot now. And sometimes I wonder if that will ever change. But I also know that the only way that it could possibly change is if I fail myself in life and then I allow my pride to say, it's their fault. Peace out.